Now it just got weird.
No, because I like the little opening intros are always like, you know, improv. Airsoft, Table Talk, Cast 4, Clash of the Titans. I know exactly where I left off.
Okay. Go for it.
Return of the Jedi was the best movie
ever. So,
okay, sorry.
I was saying, obviously, I was agreeing that we could, we agree that the players are kind of what's holding it back.
Maybe it's not even the players, the right term, as much as like the culture. The play, maybe the
That's like a cop-out.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
Someone tried to use culture last night. Yeah, that didn't work too well.
There goes my PC thing. So everyone, that guy.
Yeah. I hate That's why we come to this table. It's not to be PC. It's, you know.
I think it is really important to remember that we did have a massive shift in the community a couple of years ago with the introduction of the Chinese guns and the lowering of the price. So
yeah.
I mean,
before it truly was an elitist crowd. People could only afford it or really wanted to do it. And now, yeah, you got $150 guns and everybody's on it.
Yep. And so, if the older Milsim players don't step up, I mean, Milsim's going to be gone. I mean,
it'll be different, very different.
Spend on PTWs, let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, this is the beginning of the change. This isn't the end. So
that's a good point.
I mean, you're absolutely right. Yeah. From some other industry standards, it's. You know, I talk like you. I mean, we talked to a lot of the industry representatives, and it's what I worry about is airsoft is going down the same road paintball went down.
I've had some of the same conversations.
So you and me probably talked to Andy, and I mean, I don't know how to change it because it's economics, and
otherwise, how are we going to make a living? You know, unfortunately, it's the nature of the beast. It's capitalism. You know, but those things have a lifespan before the next thing comes along.
Yep.
And unfortunately, it's up to the predators to take this biggest chunk that they can before it's over with, and that's ultimately what can and will ruin it. As like event hosts, field owners, like what would you like to see the players do to contribute to the games, the campaigns, to the fields? Like, what could they do to, help you guys out or improve it?
You don't take that one?
I mean, you deal with it I'd go mad.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only host like 4 to 6 games a year, and like I want to just throw kids off buildings. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I keep coming back to the same thing. You see a lot of clicks, and if we got rid of that, and we don't, at the MAC, we don't have a lot of that. We have a lot of, hey man, how you doing? Awesome, blah, blah, blah. And you're right, things are changing. When I started, there was, KCAA, which was the big deal in Kansas City. It's like, if you wanted to play airsoft, if you didn't get an email, I guess.
Didn't they split? Didn't they have a split too? Or was it?
No, there's KCAA, and they were, Kansas City Airsoft Association. And then I guess I started playing about 2005, 2006, and they were around before that, early 2000s, 90s, I guess. Anyway, back on topic. Humility comes down to everything. We got maybe 8 to 10 dudes, maybe 12 on the team, and there's some of the most humble dudes you'll meet. There's that Zippo character.
And after talking to Adam, actually having a conversation with him, it is a character. I mean, people need to understand that it's a character. It's not him.
It's a character.
It's a character. Yeah.
Now Zippo, he's a great dude.
Yeah,
awesome
he's a good
guy. He'll have your back. He'll have your six. Awesome. So more players, like that, supporting the community as a whole, because being on the team, he's like, I know we have the MAC, but I'm going to go to these other fields as well. I'm going to promote the community. Like, that's what I want.
Promote
I don't, because you get more fields and you get clicks and you get, my field's better, my field's better.
It cannibalizes itself.
Right.
Everyone
it spirals down from there. And then, so, you're going to get the older players in there trying to, well, I'm not trying to, diss your rig or, your tactics, but this would be better.
Banshee.
Banshee, right. A little Banshee. A little Mako.
But that slays me.
Yeah.
Every time I read that.
But like we'll have an open play out at the MAC, and kids will be, struggling. And I don't know what it is about airsoft, but typically the green side is the less aggressive side. Is what we were experiencing out at the MAC.
Interesting thing for you. It's the other way around in Canada.
Really?
Really?
I found that out last night. It was just like, they're like, yeah, you know, the green side is, yeah, you know, because it's so green up there. But yeah, it's really interesting.
So we'll see, you know, these teams struggling, or, you know, this group of kids, because they're not necessarily teams, they're just, you know, 2 or 3 kids show up together, 3 or 4 kids show up together, and then they're hodgepodge together. It's like, well, you guys all wore greens, guess what, you're a team. And that's how we divvied it up. But they're struggling to get in, so we'll look at one of the admins and like, we're good on the field, go kid up, show these kids how to breach this building. And, you know, it's great when you see them using that the next week.
Well, yeah, because they just need that little bit of push. That push or that little bit of leadership, and say, hey, let me break down for you. How we're going to do
confidence.
This.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's it. Confidence.
You see those teams, the seasoned players out there, you know, and they contribute like that. You know, that's going to change the whole nine. You know, that's going to change everything. You know, you get. It all comes down to humility again. I mean, you just
or the willing to listen and learn and not say.
Right.
Whatever, bro.
You know, back on the Mako events boards, there was a kid, you know, talking about, you know, have you guys thought about doing training? You know, just having people come out, they pay a fee, and you just teach them the basics. I'm like, I like it, but I don't want to charge a fee. I'm like, well, why not? I'm like, well, I didn't pay to learn that shit. You know, why should anybody else? So, you know, we're kicking ideas around of doing that and just giving back. You know?
With the teaching, with the training, I've had a couple conversations with some close buddies because we've the topic amongst ourselves, you know, to help invigorate and, you know, breathe some life back in the community, you know, to pay for training. If it's basics, like stuff that you can get out of the Army you know, the infantry handbook, you know, you shouldn't charge for that. That's free knowledge, whatever. And then sometimes people take the training in the direction of, hey, let me show you how awesome I am and how fast I can do this, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Instead of the best training classes I've seen, it's like, hey, we're going to show you, this is how I do it, this is how this instructor does it, you know, this is why it's best for us, and we're going to run you through the drill just a couple times, and we are personally going to help you and show you some of where you've got some excessive waist movement, or you know, maybe not doing something wrong, but you could do something better. You know, it's all in the presentation.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And you keep the classes smaller, and you give them more attention, and not, hey, this is awesome. Now run it 30 times. I'm going to go get a drink. You know,
we were out at the MAC, and there was an older softer. I can't remember which one it was, but he saw this kid had his rifle slung and it's on his right side. Well, also on his right side was that kid's sidearm. So it's slung over here, so when he drops the pull, he's messing with all his primary and his sidearm. So he walks over, you know, like, I don't know if that works for you, but let me give you this idea. So he shows him, you know, sling it to your left side, then you got your clean pull for your sidearm, and it's nice. He goes, oh man, that's so great. And he's run it like that ever since. So I mean, it's just comes back to those older players just putting into the community. I like seeing that, and I think having that is going to be great.
Yeah.
I mean,
we've had our places in Oklahoma City, we've had a couple of training days for the younger kids, and the response was amazing.
Yeah.
Their quality of their play went up. They enjoyed it more. They came out more
confident. You know, confidence.
And that's going to always be the result. If you got people out there, you know, like you said, just the basics. You know, I'm not saying, you know, I'm awesome, but it's like, this is the basic. I'm not JP. It's not, it's just basics. You know, here's pieing the door. You know, this is the fatal funnel. I don't know how often we stress that. It's like, when you guys are breaching those doors out there, if you get shot, keep pushing through, because you're going to get everybody either killed behind you or nobody's going to get anywhere.
Step on a leg, break it.
Right. So, you know, and we've got our buildings out there 50, 60 years old, so get in the building. But
great points from a field owner. As a player, someone who's in a command position a lot, I mean, you went over some great points about putting time in as a commander. What would you like to get back out of a player?
The decision when they implemented, you know, the mass quantity of cheap guns, which is great, came in, we made the decision that we needed to start allowing under 18s on our team.